Welcome to
Let's talk.
I'm Baltanak,
I'm Nara.
and this channel is going to be about us two moms just sharing our stories and experiences as first-time moms through different topics of discussions.
And today's topic is going to be about labor experience before and after.
So I guess we'll get started. I'll start with my story. My son actually came 4 weeks early, so I went into labor at 36 weeks. The weird thing was it all happened during quarantine time. I don't know if you guys remember, it started happening during March 15th was the day I was at Target, and all of a sudden I felt a tingle down my leg. And I was thinking to myself, is this my water breaking? I'm not sure, right? Because hello, I'm a first time mom.
There you go.
So I thought I was pretty calm about it, and I got in the car. I called my mom. Of course, we call our mom first, and my mom was freaking out.
Yes.
She was not calm at all, and she was like, "Okay, you gotta go." I'm like, "Well, let me go home first."
And it was during the daytime.
It was during the daytime. I was at Target by myself trying to, stock up because quarantine. I was looking for milk, looking for all that stuff. And I got home. My husband, Michael, was sleeping because he works night at the time. And I told him, hey, don't freak out, but I think my water broke. So what do you think he did? He freaked out, right?
It's a guy's thing.
Yeah, so he freaked out, and so I called the nurse, and the nurse, she told me, okay, so go ahead and put a thin liner and check on it within 30 minutes. And if it is full, then most likely, yes, your water did break. And she said, and I'm going to go ahead and contact your doctor as well. So 30 minutes later, I checked and it was soaked, and my doctor called me and she said, I want you to come in right away. Now, I think I was kind of in shock because I thought I would have 4 more weeks to prepare. And we didn't really know what was happening. Of course, it's like quarantine and everything is just starting. I think I was pretty calm. And good thing was I did pack ahead of time. So I did pack ahead of time, and I just came from Target. So we did have a lot of snacks. So we went in, it was really chill. Of course, it was really quiet, calm. It was like a ghost town because no one is at the hospital. And they checked me. She checked me and I lay down, and she's like, oh, okay, yeah, your water did break. And this is the scary part. She was like, oh, you're having a contraction right now. Do you feel it? I said, no. And I was only 2 centimeters dilated, so I guess I didn't feel it. And she said, okay, go ahead and get up. When I got up, I saw blood. And I don't know, blood, anything with blood would freak you out as a first time mom, right? And you don't know anything. So of course I got really freaked out about it. And she saw my face and she's like, it's normal. And I was like, oh, okay. She goes, you're going to see a lot of that, in labor. But I just putting it out there, if you're a first time mom, if you go in, if you see blood, it's probably normal, but just to put that out there because I didn't know. So a doctor came in and he said, okay, we're going to go ahead and try to give you Pitocin and because we don't want your water to break for over 24 hours. And he said, estimate your baby will probably be here around 11 p.m. Oh, I'm sorry. I went in around 2. And he's like, yeah, your baby will probably be here around 11. We're going to try to get him around 11 p.m. So, and then now it's like even more shocked because me and Mike, when my husband was just sitting there staring at each other like, what?
Today is today, right? You didn't think of it.
What is going on? I was just at Target. So, and they moved us into our labor room. Is that what's called?
Yes.
Labor room around 3. And I still don't feel anything. I still don't feel any pain. The nurse is really nice. Of course, they take your IV, they ask you questions and all that good stuff. And she's like, so how do you want to get an epidural? Do you want to try natural?
Can I cut you?
Yeah,
Did you have to take the test with a COVID test? Because
I did not.
Okay, so at the beginning you didn't, but now like a bunch of moms they have to do it. So I just need to add it through there. Yeah. A bunch of them, they get tested, the husband, whoever's in the room, only allow one husband, they test it before they get into labor.
Okay, I feel this video is going to be all everywhere. But I guess I should mention, my mom and my husband was able to be in the room with me. So he came on March 15th, and March 16th was when they kind of locked down everything. So if he would have just come one day later, I think I would have been in there by myself.
Really?
Yeah, because some women are giving birth alone, I believe,
scary.
So lucky my mom was able to be in there with me as well. So let's go back to the story. Yeah, so she asked me, do you want an epidural? And I said, yes, I do. And she was like, okay, well, she was really nice and all, but I made it pretty clear that I wanted an epidural. And I told her I wanted an epidural before I felt pain. Because for me personally, I don't see the point. If I'm going to have an epidural, I don't see why I'm going to wait until I feel pain to get it. Like, I want it right away, right? I was really strong about that. And she said, okay, sure, no problem. Only 4 centimeter dilated. She's like, let's see if they turn you, they give you this peanut pillow, try to get you naturally open, I guess.
Yeah.
So she had me turn different ways. She come back and changed me within 30 minutes. And I remembered she came back when I was 6 centimeter dilated. And that's the first, I think when I was 6 centimeter, that's when I felt something on the scale of pain from 1 through 10, 10 being like, I think I was at a 3, but I told myself, again, I don't want to be at for me to get an epidural. So she came in, I was at 3, I said, okay, I felt something. She goes, oh, you felt the contractions? I'm like, yes, I'm feeling it now. I know what a contraction is now. And I said, I want an epidural. She goes, sure, no problem, I'm just gonna go ahead and call the anesthesia. We can't say that word, but you guys fill in the blank. I was like, okay, cool. So I don't know what happened now, but within 30 minutes, it's all a blur. I remembered, I was just like, okay, just breathe, stay calm, and I don't know what happened. I just couldn't stay still. I remembered I was laying and I just got up and off. I just started moving. I just couldn't stay still. I was just like this the whole time, fidgeting. And then, my mom and Michael, my husband, that's when he was just like, okay, what's going on? And I was just like, I don't know, I just can't stay still. And I said, I want to use the restroom. Can I use the restroom? And then the nurse came in at the same time. She's like, oh, he's on his way. I'm like, sure. I was like, I want to use the restroom. She goes, yeah, sure. Go use the restroom. And I don't know what happened. After the restroom, it just...
So you able to use the bathroom?
Yeah, I went and used the restroom. I think because he was coming.
So you felt like I
needed to use the restroom, okay. But it wasn't... I mean, I did urinate it, but I can imagine if I would have urinated.
And then I know. Yeah. That's what I was going to ask you. I was like, is that, like, you're not afraid that you're using a restroom? Because
honestly,
you need to use
you didn't know. You don't know what it's like to give birth.
Of course.
You can read about it. You can watch YouTube videos. You can talk to other moms about it. But until you are in that moment, you don't know. And like, how do I know the feeling of something pushing is my baby coming? I'm just thinking I need to pee, right? So that's what happened. And I got back in the bed, right? And I just couldn't stop moving. And I was just like, I didn't cry, but I didn't make noise. I was screaming, I guess. And I looked at the nurse and I told the nurse, I want to push. Because I don't know about different people, but for me, it felt like I needed to have a bowel movement, number 2. Yeah. Right? That's what it felt like to me. And she was like, okay, let me check. Because I told her I want to push. And she's like, okay. She got my arm. She goes, Faltana, look at me. She goes, honey, you're not going to be able to get an epidural. The baby's coming. We're going to push. I remember those words perfectly. And I said, okay, that's fine. And I didn't get to do my practice push. Did you get to do?
I did.
Okay, because now I realize I didn't get to do those practice pushes or whatever. And I had no idea what to do. And I know the first time I pushed, I was screaming. I was like, oh, not screaming, but I was like grunting. And my mom, she told me, she goes, don't grunt. She goes, do not grunt. She goes, save that and push it out. And she told me, imagine you're going to number 2. And literally, that's what I did, girl. I just pretend I'm like having a number 2. And it only took me, I pushed 4 times. And that was it. And he came out. And that was my story and he came out and...
What's his weight?
He was 5 pounds, 6 ounces. And I remembered she told me, she's like, the best feeling in the world is when that final push, when
it's like
your baby comes out and then you feel like your stomach go, yoo! And you hear, you're like, okay, but then until you experience it, that's when you
understand, right?
Damn, that was a satisfying experience. And I didn't cry. you know, you watch videos. It's so funny because when I watch videos of labor delivery videos, I cry all the time. But for mine, I didn't. I think because I was in shock. I was in a high. Yeah, and it came out, and of course I felt everything, and that was my delivery. My delivery experience, and I did tear. I think the doctor told me it was just normal tearing, and I was just telling her earlier, because the way I was laying, when I look up, I can see through my reflection through the fluorescent ceiling, and I saw how the doctor was stitching me and everything, and I felt everything. But yeah, that was my labor experience. I went into the labor room at around 3, and he was born at 6:57. So it happened faster than the doctor
3 hours
estimated.
later, you gave birth.
Wow, he thought my son was gonna come at 11 p.m., but he came at 6:57. So I think that's the reason why they were holding off on the epidural, because they thought it was gonna take longer.
Of course.
Advice to myself next time: get it right away. No,
Get the epidural right
she's
away.
like, nope, I want it right now. 2 centimeter, okay, I want it. Yeah.
Well,
What about you?
Mine is different. Just listening to her, it's gonna be totally different. Okay, so I didn't know that I was in labor. Well, no one really knows.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was like 3. To me, it was happening June 18, right? June 18 at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping, and like usually you use the bathroom a lot because you know you're pregnant, but that was not the time. Like, because usually you do it every 2 or every hour. Like, I know the schedule, but then like I woke up and I used the bathroom. And it's, every time I get up, I feel like I need to use it again. And I just use it. And then like I look down, you see spotted in the toilet. You know, I was like, okay, I guess it's no. And I look up on my phone instead of calling anybody. I was home alone at the apartment alone. So instead of calling anybody, freaking people, I would freak myself. I look up on the phone and there's like, it's normal to spot while you're pregnant, you know? So I constantly peeing like seriously for almost an hour and something minute. Like, so into 30 minutes, I call my husband, Anthony. I call him, it's like, something is weird about this because I pee nonstop. And he was like, maybe you just drink a lot of water, you know? So he didn't know it either until he told his friend. His friend's like, well, if she feels weird, call the nurse. So he made me call the nurse. So an hour and 30 minutes later, that's when I called the nurse, right? So she told me the same thing, just like how you said it. She told me to put a pad or liner, put it under, you know, and then go to sleep or just lay down or sit down, whatever. Just sit down for a second, see if you have any spotting. I didn't have anything. It was dry, right? So then I call her back. I'm like, it's nothing. She's like, call me back in an hour or 2. I don't remember the exact time. I call her back. There's nothing at all. And so she said, go back to sleep. I went back to sleep. So I woke up again around, this was maybe like, say an hour there, like around 5, like around 7 or 8, that's when like 7 or 6, that's when it's like, it's coming. Like I pee nonstop again. So I call, instead of calling my mom. So your mom is calm. My mom is not calm. If that happens, she will drive. Even though she doesn't know how to drive to go where I live, she will find a way to get there. So I didn't call her. So I called my husband, and then I called Christina, one of our best friends. She came over because she felt bad that I was alone. And like, she was there bringing me stuff and make sure I was okay. And then she called her aunt because she had a baby before, because I didn't know what's going on, you know? Yeah. And aunt's like, well, sometimes you just need to pee and it's normal, you know? But in my gut, I was like, there's something wrong with me. Yeah. But I got up, I showered. I didn't call the nurse again because there's nothing. It's just constantly peeing. So what's the point of calling her? Yeah. So I moved. We were moving, in the process of moving the apartment. So I pick up boxes. I didn't pick up heavy boxes, but like I moved stuff around. Packing, doing little things that I can. And then I don't know the time, maybe at 10 or something. And then I ate. And she brought me, well, Christina was there. She brought food. Christina, I know, man. She was there for me. So she brought food. And we were eating and chilling, and I got showered. And I was like, if I'm going to labor today, I was telling her, remember, if I'm going today, I'm going to look cute. She recorded me. So I washed my hair, I blow dried my hair, and I was sitting on the futon. And I felt something in my back, right? So she was like, well, you got to breathe and move. So I literally just bouncing like this, doing my makeup the whole time.
Insert that video.
The nurse said that you just needed to pee, and that was it, you know, like it's different. Mine, it wasn't whoosh, it was needed to pee constantly. And then we called the doctor again because something, like my back was started hurting really, really bad. He told me to come in. And then we go in, I'm gonna say around 1 or 2. We walked in there. I remember sitting there and like I feel some kind of pain, and like there was a lady sitting there. She's just like, "Oh, you ready, huh?" And I'm like, "What?" Because I was sitting there like, you know, you're pregnant and you're like this and you're sitting. It was uncomfortable. My back was hurting, and Anthony half asleep. He worked night shift, so he just sat there. He basically was sleeping there. He doesn't know what's going on. I was like uncomfortable, and she'll tell me, "Oh, you ready?" Huh? I'm like, "I guess I'm ready." I was like, "Yeah, ma'am." Like I don't want to make a conversation with her because I'm in pain.
Yeah.
So I go in. He checked me. He was like, "You at 4 centimeter dilated." He's like, "How are you walking? You're not feeling any pain." And he made me sit on a wheelchair. I go to the hospital. Your baby is coming today, and that's what I was like, today. And we brought everything. We had to wait an hour and 30 minutes. I had to wait it because Anthony had to go back home, get the stuff, to get a room.
So different.
Yes, it's so different. You go in, you get it right away, right?
And no wheelchair. They didn't even offer it.
Yeah, they offered me. He forced me to sit in the wheelchair. I told him I don't want a wheelchair. I'm like, I'm fine walking. And like we sat in the waiting room for an hour and 30 minutes. That was the longest. Like Doc came in, he was like, "Why are you still here?" And I'm saying, "I don't know, like, you know, Doc is my little brother. He's really good. He go in and out. He's like, get her a room. She's in pain, you know." But it wasn't like pain that I can't take it. It was fine. So an hour later, I got a room. Go in there. They make you change and everything. And they check it. It's still at 4 centimeter dilated.
I remember that.
Yes. And then Anthony called everybody, the whole family know. And everybody started showing up. And then they asked me, I decided to get an epidural, right? And so it's different from you. I didn't want it because I want to feel the pain, right? But the doctor was like, if you're going to get it now. Why wait? You're paying for it anyway. That was his exact. Okay, so I got that epidural. When you get epidural, you're done. You're done for the rest of whatever the baby comes. You lay in bed the whole time. You can't do anything. This is just there for 5 hours later. I'm another 1 centimeter dilated, like for a long time. I don't remember the exact time, but I was in labor for 24 hours. So the water had been broken for 24 hours. So I went in at 18. I gave birth to him. I pushed for 2.5 hours, I remember. I stopped pushing at 2:20 something. He came out at 4:33 a.m. in the morning on June 19th. You feel like the urge pushing, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's different because you're numb literally from here to here. I don't know what's going on, right? I don't know. It's just you can't move, you can't do anything. So like even though my leg was like off the bed, I can't even felt that it was my leg off the bed. Someone had to like pick it up and put it on the bed for me. I didn't even know my leg was hanging in the bed.
So scary.
Yeah, like it's really scary, and I wanted to walk so bad, like because I want to. You just sit there.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the
and
cloud
for so
nine
long.
for so long, and you couldn't eat, you can't do anything. You just sit there.
Then called me, and I was at work, and he's like, "The baby's coming."
But that's what the doctor said, right?
And I was like, freaking out. I got up for work. I'm like, "Is the baby here?" No, we still the same. And then, yeah.
It's a long time, and it was like the longest 24 hours of my life.
I think the doctor like hyped it. I mean, but then they really don't know.
Yeah, but the doctor, they call the doctor. I'm skipping. I'm all over the place. It's just me.
Okay.
He went home and sleep. He was like, whenever she's ready, call us. He went home and sleep. And then we're like, we pay this guy. Why did he go home and sleep? But I mean, that's how the doctor, my delivery nurse, I don't know your name, but you was so good.
They are the best.
So epidural is different. In my opinion, it's only for your contraction. It's not for when you push out a baby. Because it's numb here, but then like when the baby come out, you can feel whatever's going on here. Everything is really like someone's cutting you. That's how I felt, and it hurt so bad. That's why I was crying.
Do you think it's because you didn't press for more?
Oh yeah, I forgot that too. Yeah, because there's a button you have to push, right? And like I said, you on what? Pitocin and other stuff that you were on. I don't know. And you have IV. There's a lot going on, and all people in and out, in and out. I don't know. Like they tell you things you don't know. I can't even like. Every time they come in, they give you something. They ask me for my name. I couldn't even tell them my name.
And she was there for like over 20 hours.
Yeah, so it's like
with no sleep, I'm guessing.
Like trying to sleep, but it's hard because your body is numb. It's like you can only recognize these half. And I was like, it's so weird to go to sleep with just half of your body, you know?
Baby, are you planning to get an epidural or?
No, yes.
Oh, you still gonna get
Yes,
an epidural?
but all this, I'm getting it, okay?
See, we have very different birth
Of
experiences,
course.
all unique. And like, I know this video seems like we're all over the place because that's how it really is.
Yeah, because you can't just like focus on one thing, you know?
It's chaos.
Everywhere. It is.
Like,
it
no
is.
matter how, to me, no matter how prepared you are, no matter what, it's still chaos. It's a beautiful chaos.
It is.
Just listen to you talk, I can tell how excited you were about
Yeah,
it.
because I was, to be honest with you, I love him, but I wasn't excited in that moment, like giving birth, because I was so scared.
Yeah.
You know, like who's not scared? And
I know it was a blur for me, and I was unmedicated, so I can't imagine. And it was only like 3 hours. So if I have to be there for over 20 hours with little to no sleep, and there's people all around me,
yes,
you know,
yeah,
so
it's a lot.
I mean, it's a beautiful experience, though, as you can tell.
It is.
So we have very different experiences, and that's why we thought it would be fun to share it.
Yes.
And that was our labor. So let's talk about what happened after. I guess I'll just do a quick summary because it happened so quickly. Again, I only did about 4 pushes, and I went in around 3 when I went to the labor room around 3, and he was delivered at 6:57. So because it happened so quick and all the chaos and whatnot, I was on a high. So I didn't even feel tired. I guess I was in a shock, and I was on a high. I didn't feel tired. After I pushed, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. You know, I have so much energy, and that was it. And they moved me into a different room, and it became more quiet. And that's when you just like, okay. And I didn't know this, okay? I've never heard people talk about this, but people come and push your stomach, okay?
That's for me. That's after.
That's after, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they actually push before they take me out too.
Okay, they didn't do that to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember.
They pushed my stomach to, I don't know what to get rid of. What is that?
That's the after, right?
That's after.
Okay, the after hurt. They take blood. The blood that was supposed to be in it, they push it all out. So they use their hand like this to scoop it out, and that is
painful.
Even though you have an epidural, you still feel it. And they come in like hourly or 2 hours to do that, right?
They come in a lot.
Yeah, to do that to you. Yeah, even though you have epidural, you still pain it.
Because I was like, I thought I was done.
No, you're
Why
not
are you
done.
pushing me? So she pressed down on my stomach, and it was painful. Okay, and that's when they moved me to a recovery room.
That's what they call it. Yes.
And that's where I got more quiet, and that's when I was just like, oh, okay, yes, I gave birth. I'm getting tired, but I just couldn't sleep. I just couldn't rest. I don't know why. Maybe I was my mind, excited, nervous, scared at the same time. And as the pain down there, again, I didn't think it was that painful. I did feel pain, and they did give me Tylenol, but that's all I had was Tylenol for the pain down there. And the nurse did check on me, and they said, "Oh wow, you're not bleeding a lot. You know, you're recovering really well." And I took a shower the next day. My nurse encouraged me to. She said, "Hey, if you can, and if you feel like it, go ahead and take a shower, rinse up, you know." And I did, and I remember she came. She goes, "Oh, you took a shower. How do you feel?" You know, she was really kind, of course. But we stayed for 2 nights and 3 days. Again, I'm not sure why. I'm guessing because my baby was a preemie. He came 4 weeks early, and he was only 5 pounds 6 ounces, and it was the whole quarantine time, and I'm guessing that's why they kept me so long. But I thought overall, I was very happy with my recovery. My biggest fear was
What was it?
you doing number 2. Okay, I was so scared.
Well, because you just push it in a baby, and then you don't want to push again because you don't want to relive that moment.
I was so scared of it, and I watched a few videos, and some YouTube videos. Some people said that their hospital would not let them leave unless they have a bowel movement. Right?
Yeah, that was me.
I was so afraid. I remember the day when I had to be released. I asked my nurse. I said, "Hey, can I be released if I did not have a bowel movement?" She goes, "Yes." And she's like, "You haven't had one? I was like, nah. She goes, you don't want to have one? I was like, nah. She goes, honey, it's not that bad. Because she has been giving me stool softener.
Stool softener.
Because I did ask for it too, even though I don't know why I asked for it, but I guess I was that afraid of having a bowel movement. And she was like, it's not that bad, honey. And for some reason, the day before I was released, it happened.
At home, right?
No, it happened there. And
Okay.
friends, it wasn't that bad. Maybe it was the stool softener. Maybe I was having so much stool softener.
She got all that fiber.
I guess so. But yeah, overall, I was pretty happy with the recovery and the bowel movement process and everything. So that was my experience of after. Yeah. What about you?
Well, it's different from, you know, of course we have a different, I have an epidural, so you can't get up right away. You have to lay there. So then you can't shower until you can walk again. So until the medicine wear off, right? So you just lay there, and then the next day you sleep and everything. After the medicine wear off, that's when the pain coming. So they gave you, oh my God, what's the name of the medicine? It's it.
I only had Tylenol.
Gave me the medicine. I took a shower, and it feels like it's like the best feeling ever. Because I didn't take shower for what, like almost 2 nights, like 1 night and a day. That's a long time going without taking a shower. That was
so. If you didn't have the medication, you felt it.
I think yeah, because I don't have pain, like high pain tolerance. I don't. I can't with needle and stuff. The sound of it like make me weak.
But on that, you think the recovery was fine?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I didn't bled a lot. Like some people bled a lot, but I wasn't. But it hurt. So if you just sit down, like if I'm just sitting in a bed, and it's fine. Like you can move, you can do anything. But like when you get off, you can feel something down here. It's just like pain, but it's not like you. It's not.
It's just
bearable.
uncomfortable pain.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all it
uncomfortable.
was.
Yeah, it's like a pressure.
Yeah, you know something ain't right, but it's not like oh.
And then, yes, I walked that next day, like when I can walk. Because, I mean, I haven't been walking for 2 days, you know, since the day I go in. So I miss walking. So I walk around and then, I mean, just like everything else, we stay there, you know. And then the next day we release. And I don't have anything crazy.
Yeah, that's our stories. Yeah. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed our first video.
Yes, because we enjoyed talking there.
Yeah, it was really fun. And,
It was.
You know, stay tuned. Next week, we'll talk about a different topic. We'll share a different story. Bye.